Hello and good Thursday morning, everybody. It's what I like to call Little Friday. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've said that, but I haven't forgotten. It's Little Friday, and it's Thursday, April 10th. Welcome into 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Of course, the 364 is included in that. That's an extension, kind of an overlay that they had to add because they ran out of numbers for 270. Imagine Kentucky's growing, they had to add. But if you're in the 502, 859, 606, you're welcome as well. That's why I say and beyond. But everything starts here in the 270. So let's get started with how things look on this Thursday morning. We've had a little bit of rain overnight and very early this morning, but look, everything has cleared up very nicely. We've got a mainly clear sky, just a few clouds here in Bowling Green and here on the Plano cam as we're looking live here at 7:33 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So looking good, but if this were the only thing that's happening, this would be like, oh, it's going to be a great day full of sunshine and blah blah blah, but no. This is not the only thing that's going to happen today. There is another, and it's kind of unique, another piece of energy that's going to come in right behind this one that brought us some showers this morning. And it's going to bring us a few thunderstorms this evening. And don't hurt me. Don't don't hurt me. But some of the thunderstorms could be severe. Am I okay? Am I okay? I just wanted to make sure nobody was going to hurt me. I can feel when you guys punch your screen. It's like, okay, look, again, I'm just the messenger. I don't, I hate it. It's like, we've had enough already. Can we please just get some really nice weather? But anyway, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I'll talk more about it in a second. Yesterday, the high 67. Boy, was it nice. It was much better than Tuesday was. 67, just 2 degrees cooler than the normal high of 69. The low was 33 yesterday morning. We are, we're much warmer than that right now. I'm showing 55 here at the home studio in Plano. So no precipitation past 24 hours. I mean, it's a lot better, a lot better than it was. All right. Here's a look at radar, and you can see the leftover rain that came through very early this morning. I'll put it in motion so you can see it just kind of moving away. Now, if this were the only thing, it would be like, oh, we picked up a few showers after midnight last night and early this morning. Now that's leaving. The skies have cleared. Hey, we're looking good. We're looking real good. But nope, there's another piece of energy coming in. Two low pressure systems working together in tandem. It's kind of unique. It's happened before, but it's unique. Doesn't happen that often. One after the other is going to come in. The second one's going to come in this afternoon. That piece of energy will drop down from out of Illinois and Missouri and just come in and bring us that next round of thunderstorm activity. But of course, now the concern is you see all these river flood warnings that are continuing along the Ohio, the Wabash, the Rough River, the Green River, Mississippi River, on and on and on. Will this rain that come through this morning and what comes in this afternoon make a difference? The good news is it won't. We're only talking about a tenth of an inch to maybe a quarter inch of rain that is going to come in tonight. And whatever fell this morning, we'll take a look at Mesonet, but I don't think it's made a difference at all in any of the water levels. Thank goodness. It would have to take a lot more rain than what you're seeing there and what's coming in tonight. So that in itself is some good news that we don't have to worry about that. Let's take a look at the Mesonet numbers, and we're starting out in the 40s and 50s. So we've cooled off yet again. This front that came through overnight and brought in that little bit of rain. I mean, it was not much. That little bit of rain uh, has also brought in some cooler temperatures to start, but it's the second wave that comes in tonight that's going to bring the much cooler air. In fact, it's the whole thing is made up of a what we call a cold pool of air and energy as it comes in. I think we have a greater chance of getting some hail producing storms. Again, don't hurt the messenger. Hail producing storms because there will be a lot of cold air aloft as it comes down, and that some of that cold air gets transferred down. The raindrops start to freeze, and we get the boundary layer and all that. I mean, there's a lot of technical stuff in there, but anyway, it looks like that could happen. So 50s is where we're starting this morning. Let's check precipitation, rainfall. Let's go. Most of it happened since midnight. So here you see very low numbers. These kind of numbers would not make a difference in the river levels. 300s, 600s, 800s. There is a tenth of an inch plus 1200s over in Metcalfe County. A little bit more here in the central part of Kentucky, a quarter inch. In some cases, like up in Taylor County, Greene County, on up to Pulaski County, and so forth and so on. Hardly anything back west, and that's good because out west you don't need the rain at all for a long time. That's where the flooding is the worst. There are places still cut off, totally cut off. I mean, there's places you cannot get to. There's no in or out. The people that live in certain places, they haven't been able to leave their homes since what, last Wednesday? A week now it's been. Think about that. If that were you and you could not get out, go to the store, get what you need for a week, and it may be longer because all this water's got to take a long time to get to where it's going, which is ultimately the Ohio River. I'll go past 24 hours just in case we miss something. No, I don't. None of these numbers really changed. So there are your rainfall numbers from late last night and early this morning. We're going to add to that maybe another tenth of an inch with some of the thunderstorms this afternoon. But that should be it. Not a big deal. It's not going to change the numbers. It's not going to make a difference in the flooding. Winds, they're variable, light and variable, and they'll become a little more west southwest as we go through the day. So, um, winds, I think will start to ramp up a little bit more, say 10 to 15, maybe to 20, with any of the stronger thunderstorms that come in later on this afternoon and this evening. Well, let's talk about that. I want to talk about that next. The severe weather threat. There is one, and I mentioned this yesterday, and here it is. Now, if there's any good news, there's a couple of pieces of good news out of this. So don't, this is not a walk the floor up all night, pacing, worrying, weather anxiety type of system. This is not that. This is going to be a very fast moving system that will pop a few, just a few strong storms. And we could have maybe one or two, say, severe thunderstorm warnings, and that's it. That's it. We're under a level one marginal risk, but even this has been massaged a little bit better to push it further west and further south, that level two yellow slight risk. So here, Bowling Green in the 270, the 364, and back to the west, most of us will only see a few thunderstorms that could reach severe limits. There would be two reasons why we would have a severe thunderstorm warning later today. One would be because of straight line damaging wind. The second thing would be hail, because as I said, there's a lot of cold air up here above us that's going to be transported down with this low pressure system. And that cold pool is going to help turn some of that rain into ice, into, hail. So any stronger thunderstorm will have the capability of producing hail. And it could be, quarter size, maybe up to, say, ping pong ball size, inch, inch and a half. I mean, it could do a little bit of damage. I don't think it's going to be the huge hand size, grapefruit size hail. It's not going to be that. It's going to be on the smaller end, and we're really on a low end threat for severe weather. This is, like I said, again, this is not a pace the floor up all night kind of situation. It's going to be mostly, say, after 5, 6, 7 o'clock this evening till about 9 or 10, and then it's gone. It's a fast moving system that's not going to linger. All right. In fact, look at this tornado outlook for today. Well, okay. I'd never say zero, but there you see it. There was a little bit yesterday, but that's been taken out. There's always a risk, always. With any kind of strong storm, there's always a risk of it rotating and maybe producing something, a little spin up. But that's not even here, not even nowhere in Kentucky. That's not happening. But this could. This is the straight line damaging wind threat. It's low, 5 to 14%. Then it goes to 15 to 29% in far western Kentucky, in that yellow shaded area. And then here comes the hail threat, and it's the same. But I think with just how this low pressure system is behaving and its orientation and the cold air on top of it, to me, it just says we could have some hail producing storms. I'm just telling you, it may not be the kind where you got to put your car in the garage or under a carport or someplace and protect it. I'm not saying it's going to be quite like that, but we are going to have to watch for a few hail producing storms this afternoon and this evening. We'll get some daytime heating. The sun is out already after this first system, so there will be enough there. But I got to tell you, when I'm looking at dew points and things like that, they don't look that high. What would raise a red flag in my mind is looking at forecast dew points to shoot up into the 60s. That's what we had previous to this with the last few storms. 60-degree dew points plus some close to 70. That's a red flag. That's like, oop, that's not good. But the dew points that I'm seeing, there will be a little bit of daytime heating with dew points maybe in the 50s. Marginal. And that's where we are, marginal risk. It's on the low end. So don't look at this as it's going to be huge. It's not. Here's a look at the current high resolution satellite. You see the clouds left over from the showers that came through here this morning, and now you see the sunshine. The next piece of energy I can show it to you. It's coming in right there. This is the next low pressure system that is going to swing right down over Kentucky this evening. And with it will come the chance for thunderstorms and that chance for some hail. So there it is. But the good news is, like I said, it's going to be a very fast mover. Okay, let's go to the maps. And here we go with the system that's coming through right now. With that little bit of shower activity, it didn't even thunder last night. It was just rain. Not a big deal. Now, if this were the only thing, like I said, it would be like, oh, we got a little rain last night and now we're going to have a sunny day. Well, part of the day will be sunny. And then here comes the next piece of energy. And there it is, dropping down from out of the Great Lakes, like I showed you. So here we go into this afternoon, this evening. That'll be moving right across Kentucky. And here's that secondary cold front, which will cool us down for tonight and tomorrow. But with it will come that chance of a strong to possibly severe storm. Uh, we may go completely the whole time without a warning, without any kind of a warning or watch or anything like that. I think whatever warnings that do pop up will be isolated. In other words, it won't be this continual barrage of warning boxes everywhere like it was the other night. It's not going to be like that. Here we go into midnight to 1 a.m. The front begins to fall apart. The low pressure system moves out pretty quickly, and your rest of your Friday looks okay. I mean, it may start with a few leftover showers. It will be cooler behind that front, but then skies begin to clear. This is Friday evening. High pressure builds in back behind it, but it's cooler. Like I said, it'll be in the upper 50s tomorrow. We get into Saturday morning, nice weather. The weekend is going to be great. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will come back into the 60s. Here we go into Palm Sunday. Beautiful. Now, a lot of you will start Holy Week. Uh, the next Sunday, of course, will be Easter, but Palm Sunday, a lot of people start, doing things leading up to Easter Sunday. And if you're doing something, you want to plan something either Saturday or Sunday, you're A-OK. You are good to go. It's going to be sunny, temperatures in the 60s. It's going to look and feel like spring in Kentucky, the way it should be. Um, with little buttercups coming up and tulips and trees blooming and all that. Yeah, it's bad for the pollen, but I mean, otherwise, it's going to be a picture perfect Palm Sunday weekend. Then we get into Monday. Here comes another little piece of energy. This will not arrive until Monday evening. A chance of showers. That's all. Not thunderstorms, not severe weather. Then look how fast it moves. This is 7 a.m. Tuesday, the 15th. And by the way, if you have not heard, your taxes are not due next Tuesday. Nope. Who? All of you. In Kentucky. If you're a Kentucky resident, your taxes are not due next Tuesday. Calm down. You don't have to, there's not a deadline. You can wait until November 3rd. November 3rd is your new tax deadline if you live in Kentucky. That's, yes, both state and federal. The reason why, back in February when we had flooding, Governor Beshear signed an order that says you can delay filing your taxes. And now with this, the most recent flooding, I mean, there are people right now that, like I said, can't even get out. of their homes. You think they're worried about their taxes? They may be, but hopefully they've heard the message that they're off the hook for months to come. And that's the reason why you don't have to file your taxes until November 3rd. Other parts of the country, Tuesday is the deadline, but not for us. So I just wanted you to know that piece of news there in the weather. And then here is next Wednesday, the 16th. We're looking good again, looking real good. All right. The last piece of stuff that I'll show you, of course, the model blender. And there you go. 70 to 72. Yeah, we could be there. 71, 72 this afternoon before the storms come in. Like I said, they're going to come in around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock or so. Then a cooler day tomorrow for Friday as we get behind those two low pressure systems. So closer to 60, upper 50s to around 60. Then we go into the 60s Saturday, Sunday. There's your Palm Sunday, looking good, looking beautiful. It gets into the 30s at night, but not cold enough as it was a couple of nights ago when we had the freeze warning. It'll be close, but I don't think we'll have to worry about that. Then we shoot all the way up into the mid 70s, maybe even upper 70s on Monday, and that is before the next chance of rain. And then that system cools us back down into the 60s. There's always a reset. We get warmer, but then there's a reset. It's like a front comes in with a little rain and it cools us down, and temperatures go back to where we're supposed to be this time of the year, which is 69. 69 is the normal high temperature for this time in April. But you see 60s and 70s throughout all of next week and even into next weekend. Those are some really good numbers. All right. Speaking of numbers, here's a look at the 7-day forecast that I posted last night at WNKY.com and on the WNKY News 40 weather app. And you can see it there. 70 today with that chance of showers and storms this afternoon, this evening. Then we turn cooler, 46, but that's still not bad. It's not 26 or even 36 that it was a few nights ago. Now it will be cooler for Friday as we'll just have showers in the morning on Friday. Then the sun comes back out, but it will be cooler, 58. But then we go back to 60 on Saturday, beautiful day, and there's Palm Sunday, near 70, sunshine, perfect. 78 on Monday, nice. But here comes another little piece of energy that is going to come in for, say, Monday night into early Tuesday. That chance of showers, that will again hit the reset button, put us back into the 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Here's something I want to bring up. Now, a majority of you won't be able to do this, but if there is anyone out there that is trying to maybe increase your reach, you maybe own a small business and you're trying to increase your reach and you're trying to reach an audience, of course, I would always say, go to News 40 WNKY because we cover a big area. But what I'm doing here covers the 270, the 364, the part of the 502 and the 859 and the 606. I'm going to do this. I kind of hesitated before because I thought I don't know if I want to do this, but it's like, there are some small businesses out there. Some of you are doing food trucks. Some of you are doing roofing. Some of you are, it runs the gamut. But if you would like to maybe talk about becoming a sponsor of 270 Weather, send me an email. That's my email right there. C Allen Sky One um, at gmail.com, and we can talk. We'll set up something, a phone call or Zoom or whatever. Um, and it's not, I'm not going to go nuts with this. It's just, look, if this something that, I've got this little business, I'd like to expose it and get a little more, if it fits in with what we're doing, it doesn't have to be weather related. It could be a restaurant or it could be, whatever. Now, it would be cool if I find somebody that deals with, like construction, roofing, storm cleanup, those are kind of associated, would be associated, especially now with the flooding situation and, all that stuff going on, severe weather. But if you thought, if I could have my logo somewhere while you're doing your weather and just advertise uh, simple little ad that pops up with my logo while you're doing the weather every day like this, just here, this doesn't get you on 40. Okay. That's a whole different ball game. But here, just here on 270 weather, it's a doable thing. I can make it look good. You see my graphics. I did all these graphics. I've got an art background. I know how to do graphics. I do all the graphics for the weather at News 40. I've done them at BKO all those years, the weather. So I know about graphics and I know how to do this stuff. So I want to make it so that if you would like to have your logo on here while I'm doing this, unobstructive of everything else, let's talk. Let's see what we can come up with. I'm sort of new at this sort of part of it, but I want to see if there's something out there that maybe it could help you and help me. I make no bones about it. While you're helping your business get some exposure, you're helping me keep things going because, this stuff is, I got lights, I got cameras, I got all this stuff that the software that I use and the graphics system I use and all that, it costs money. But if you'd like to help, then send me an email. See Allen Sky One at gmail.com. Okay. All right. That'll do it. We're at 8 o'clock. Thanks for watching on this Thursday morning. God bless you. And I'll see you tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on News 40. God bless.